approval, or to turn the conversation back to herself. This subtle but effective shift in her behavior is precisely what you want to see in control over relationships and interactions stems from emotional and desire mastery. Asking about her friend is a small but strategic move that creates a subtle power shift, making her wonder why she isn't the center of your attention. When used correctly, this tactic can be a powerful way to pique her curiosity and set the stage for her to chase you. You're not allowing your attraction to dominate your behavior. Instead, you're staying in control, playing the long game, and letting her come to you. Of course, this approach won't work in isolation. It's part of a broader strategy, and it needs to be combined with other techniques to be truly effective. In today's digital age, social media is often the first window into someone's life. While many people use their platforms to stay connected with friends and family, it's also a powerful tool to create a certain image of yourself, one that can significantly influence how women perceive you. To make her chase you, your social media presence needs to portray you as someone exciting, adventurous, and engaging. The Stoics understood the value of perception and how controlling the way others see you can give you power. In a similar vein, crafting your social media to reflect an ACV intriguing lifestyle is a psychological trick that can pique her interest without requiring direct interaction. Think of your social media profiles as an edited version of your life, showcasing the best and most captivating parts of it. Most men fall into the trap of oversharing on social media, posting selfies or boring updates about their daily activities. This can quickly come off as needy or uninteresting. Instead, you want to cultivate a sense of mystery and excitement. You don't have to fake anything, but you should focus on highlighting activities and experiences that make you stand out from the crowd. For example, post photos or stories about the places you've traveled to, the hobbies you're passionate about, or the events you're attending. If you're involved in something adventurous such as hiking, playing sports, or attending live concerts, share it. Even seemingly small activities like going out with friends or trying a new restaurant can give off the impression that you have a vibrant social life. The goal is to show that you're someone who's always experiencing new things, someone who is in demand, and someone who isn't waiting around for anyone to fill their time. By creating this kind of presence on social media, you accomplish a few key things. First, you're showing her that you're interesting and fun to be around without directly telling her. Actions, even in the digital realm, speak louder than words. Second, you're giving her a glimpse into your life that keeps her intrigued. She'll start to wonder about the things you do when you're not together, what other exciting parts of your life you haven't shared, and this curiosity can easily turn into attraction. A crucial component of this approach is to steer clear of overp. When it comes to generating intrigue, it's often the case that posting less is more. If you post too frequently, you run the risk of coming across as overly eager or as having too much free time. Instead, post in a way that leaves her wanting to see more. By limiting the amount of information you share about your life, you create a sense of mystery. She won't be fully informed about you right away, and this uncertainty keeps her hopeful. A man who has a vibrant social media presence conveys to women that he is open to choices and is not waiting for them to express interest in him. This can create a competitive atmosphere, as other women may begin to question if they have what it takes to stay up with your lifestyle. Because it's human nature to want things we don't think we can easily have. By showing her that your life is exciting and full, you're suddenly implying that she will have to put in the work if she wants to be a part of it. By curating your social media presence in a way that reflects an exciting, adventurous, and fulfilling life, you're differentiating yourself from most men and telling her that you're not chasing after her attention, but rather that you're living life to the fullest. Reimagine yourself and show her a new, mysterious side of you that she hasn't yet discovered. People are naturally drawn to things they don't fully understand. So if you can add a touch of mystery to your personality, you'll capture her attention in a way that few men can. When used correctly, social media can be one of the most powerful tools in creating attraction. This is because it allows you to control the narrative of how you're perceived, just as the Stoics mastered the art of control at perceptions in their daily lives. The Stoics were people who always worked on improving themselves in order to reach new levels of wisdom and insight. The Stoics, who were revered for their wisdom and mastery of self-control throughout history, also understood a crucial aspect of human psychology, particularly the psychology of attraction. These ancient philosophers grasped the subtle art of making others desire what they could not easily obtain, and the psychological tricks they embodied can still be applied today. In this video, we'll uncover 7 psychological tricks that only 1% of men know that will make her chase you instead. These tricks don't involve manipulation. Rather, they involve shifting the dynamic in a way that sparks her interest and keeps her interested throughout. Stick with us until the end, because each step builds on the previous to create an irresistible AER. Of course, if you enjoy the video, please like, comment. Now let's explore the first of these hidden psychological facts. First chapter. Inquire about her friend. One of the most unexpected and effective psychological techniques to get a lady interested is to gently divert her attention and ask about her buddy instead. This may seem counterproductive or even dangerous at first, but when done deftly, it may work wonders. This strategy uses a variety of psychological techniques to play on social dynamics and more profound emotional triggers. By concentrating on her friend, you're evoking a wide range of emotions. The first and most crucial thing to realize is that this technique instantly sets you apart from other guys. Curiosity, intrigue, and even a hint of competitiveness can all cause her to start chasing you for your attention. When a man shows interest in a woman, he usually makes her the center of attention, asking her questions and showing her admiration. While this may seem appropriate, it often comes across as needy or overly eager, placing the woman in a position of power. However, if you casually inquire about her friend, you're signaling that you're not overwhelmed by her beauty or charm. You're also demonstrating your ability to maintain composure, which immediately tips the scales in your favor. You're showing her that you're cool-cold and not desperate for her approval. What's more, when you ask about her friend, you're also appealing to a deep psychological need that most people share: the need to feel special and unique. When a woman notices that your interest isn't directly focused on her, she may become uncertain and wonder why he finds her attractive. She feels compelled to prove herself and get your attention as a result of this subtle adjustment. Let's examine this in more detail. Let's say you're having a casual discussion with her, perhaps at a party or over coffee, and the topic naturally flows, rather than you asking her endless questions about yourself. Say something like, "Hey, how's your friend?" And then insert their name to change the attention. "You guys mentioned her new project the other day, and it sounded extremely interesting." This statement accomplishes a couple important things. You're showing that you're paying attention to details. You didn't just bring up a friend at random. Instead, you brought up something from a previous conversation, which demonstrates that you're perceptive. Women value it when a man pays attention to the subtleties of a conversation because it demonstrates emotional intelligence and attentiveness. You're also avoiding the trap of seeming overly interested or trying too hard. By keeping the interaction lighthearted and balanced, you're making her feel more at ease with you. Finally, you're introducing a subtle element of social comparison by asking her to consider how she compares to her friend. In this scenario, the woman may begin to actively seek your approval because she feels like she's not your top priority. However, this technique only works if it's done subtly. If you're too direct or make it obvious that you're trying to play a game, it could backfire. Social comparison is a powerful motivator when people feel like they're not getting the attention they expect. The key is to remain composed and casual, acting as though you genuinely care about her friend's well-being. It's crucial that you avoid overdoing it and giving the impression that you have no interest in the woman you're speaking to at all. Instead, make a few insignificant remarks here and there, then move the conversation along. Another benefit of this tactic is that it helps to cast a shadow of mystery over you by not focusing exclusively on her. In the dating world, being unpredictable is often associated with attraction. When a woman finds it difficult to fully understand you, she becomes more intrigued and wonders why you're different from other men who have wooed her. She also begins to wonder if there's more to you than meets the eye. Additionally, being unpredictable helps you maintain control over the interaction by keeping her slightly off balance. As the conversation goes on, she'll likely change her behavior in an attempt to gain your learn from them by developing parts of yourself that you haven't previously shown. In order to reinvent yourself, you should show off different aspects of your personality, rather than trying to completely change who you are. For instance, if she thinks you're always laid back and easygoing, surprise her by revealing a more driven and ambitious side. Alternatively, if she thinks you're predictable, add some spontaneity to your behavior. This will keep her interested because she never quite knows what to expect from you. You can also reinvent yourself by learning new skills. Take up a new activity that pushes you and exposes you to new experiences as a hobby or interest. Whether it's taking up a new sport, picking up a musical instrument, or learning a new language, you may show her that you're always changing renders you visible. When you reinvent yourself in small but meaningful ways, you're signaling that you're not stagnant and that you're someone who's always striving to be better. This new side of you shouldn't be something you announce or draw attention to let her know about. Dynamic and exciting women are drawn to men who have depth and who are always growing and expanding their horizons. When she notices that you've developed new interests or perspectives, she'll be intrigued and want to know more about the man you're becoming. This slow reveal of your different sides creates an element of mystery that keeps her guessing and coming back for more. The idea of reinvention also ties into self-confidence. For example, if you've been reading up on a particular topic or practicing a new skill, allow it to come up naturally in conversation. When she sees that you're not afraid to grow and step outside of your comfort zone, she will be drawn to your inner strength and resilience and want to be a part of that journey to see where it takes you and to understand the complexity behind the man she thought she knew. In the end, reinvention keeps the relationship going. A man who is constantly improving himself projects confidence. And confidence is one of the most attractive qualities you can have. Vibrant, new, and thrilling people are naturally attracted to what's new and different, and by continually showing her new sides of yourself, you'll make it impossible for her to grow bored or complacent. She'll be chasing you to keep up, eager to learn more about the different layers of your personality. As with the Stoics who believed in the constant pursuit of wisdom and self-discovery, this approach allows you to remain elusive and captivating in her eyes. Chapter 4. The Friends. One of the most counterintuitive but highly effective psychological tricks to make her chase you is to flip the script and friend-zone her. This tactic takes advantage of the natural desire people have for what they can't easily attain, and it turns the tables on the usual dynamic where men are often the ones pursuing women by friend-zoning her. You're creating a sense of unavailability which can make her more interested in you. This strategy isn't about playing games but about changing the way the dynamic unfolds, adding an element of challenge and surprise that often leads to stronger attraction. Friend-zoning her works because it challenges her expectations. Most women are used to being pursued, so when you establish that you only see her as a friend, it can create a sense of curiosity and even confusion. She might start to wonder why you're not interested in her romantically and what she needs to do to change that. This shift in dynamic puts you in a position of power because now she's the one questioning her role in your life, and it sparks the desire to win your approval or attention. People naturally want what feels just out of reach, and this is the psychological basis behind the effectiveness of this trick. When your friends own her, make it genuine. Treat her like you would any other friend without showing any signs of romantic or sexual interest. Compliment her, but keep it like a nonchalant. Invite her to hang out in group settings, but don't go out of your way to spend one-on-one time with her. By doing this, you're establishing clear boundaries that indicate you're not chasing her, and this can make her start chasing you. The subtlety is key here. You're not rejecting her outright, but you're also not pursuing her, which places her in a state of emotional limbo. That emotional ambiguity can be compelling because it creates a sense of unpredictability and intrigue. The key to this tactic is to maintain a balance. You want to come off as someone who cherishes her friendship and isn't looking for anything more, not as someone who is utterly uninterested or aloof. This strategy takes advantage of the psychological concept of scarcity, which states that when something is difficult to get by or scarce, people tend to value it more. By demonstrating to her that you're not readily available to her, as she might anticipate, you increase her desire for the item she can't have. Scarcity increases desire because people tend to pursue things that feel exclusive or hard to get, which motivates them to work harder to get it. It's crucial to make sure that your actions are sincere and respectful. By changing the dynamic and expectations in the relationship, you're not controlling her feelings. This subtle shift creates a challenge that can intensify her interest in you. You're presenting yourself as someone who isn't easily swayed by surface-level attraction, and that alone sets you apart from the majority of men who might be vying for her attention. Over time, she may start dropping hints or trying to break out of the friend zone, showing more interest in you than she initially did. This is where you can slowly shift the dynamic, allowing her to pursue you more actively. The trick is to remain composed and not give in too quickly, letting her work for your attention. When she realizes that she can't have you as easily as she thought, her perception of you changes, and she starts valuing your attention more. The act of winning you over becomes a game that she engages with, and before long the tables have turned. In the end, friend zoning her flips the usual dynamic, making her chase after you. Instead of the other way around, it's a subtle but powerful psychological trick that can create attraction through the element of surprise and the challenge it presents by positioning yourself as a valuable friend rather than an eager. By keeping her in the friend zone, you're demonstrating to your suitor that you're someone worth pursuing. This approach works because it's centered on the idea of subverting expectations, and once she learns she's the one chasing the attraction, it's likely to become stronger. Temporarily, you're also enabling the emergence of a bond based on respect for one another and sincere interest in one another's company. Because you're allowing her the freedom to recognize your genuine worth without the strain of traditional dating, this type of relationship can frequently result in deeper emotional bonds. By fostering an atmosphere where she feels obligated to contribute in the relationship, you can frequently facilitate a deeper level of connection. In the end, the friend zone's power lies in its capacity to dramatically change the emotional terrain of the exchange. Rather than chasing her, you're letting her take the lead, which flips the conventional script in a way that feels compelling and natural. This strategy produces a distinct kind of attraction that is based on curiosity, scarcity, and the thrill of the chase in the world of romance. Few things have the same power as forcing someone to put in a little more effort in order to get your attention. Chapter 5. Allow her to apprehend you. Another effective psychological trick is to let her catch you checking her out, but don't engage her after she notices. This tactic creates a sense of awareness and intrigue while keeping the interaction light and playful. The key is to be confident and subtle, allowing her to see that you're interested without making her feel uncomfortable or objectified. By not engaging right away, whether by starting a conversation or making further advances, you're creating an air of mystery, which can pique her curiosity and encourage her to engage with you first. It's important to strike the right balance here because you don't want to come across as creepy or overly intense. Once she notices, all you need to do is give her a quick glance that lasts just long enough for her to catch it. The idea is to make the interaction feel lighthearted rather than serious or embarrassing, so look away and grin slightly or carry on with what you were doing. This tactic works because it establishes a sense of intrigue and leaves her wanting more. By not acting on your attraction right away, you're demonstrating that you have emotional control and are not desperate for her attention. This nonchalant attitude is often far more attractive than overt pursuit because it shows that you're comfortable in your own skin and are not easily swayed by physical attraction. The Stoics were masters of self-discipline, and this tactic mirrors that mindset. By acknowledging your attraction without letting it dictate your actions, you set yourself apart from the men who are too eager to pursue you. It also creates a playful dynamic where she might feel compelled to approach you, to take the next action. By letting her catch you checking her out and then withdrawing, you're creating a dynamic where she feels compelled to engage with you, adding an element of excitement and mystery to your interactions. In the end, this tactic is about striking a balance between showing just enough interest to catch her attention and holding back enough to keep her intrigued. It's a subtle psychological game that, when played correctly, can make her chase you to uncover what's beneath the surface. Make Chapter 6 more visually appealing. One of the most crucial, psychological methods to get her to chase you is to always focus on improving your own appearance. This isn't a direct approach directed at her, but rather something you do for yourself. This idea transcends outward manifestations. It's about becoming a high-value man who is driven, interesting, and constantly improving. Women are drawn to men who have something going on in their lives, so by concentrating on improving yourself, you'll create an irresistible pull that will entice her to join you. The Stoics believed in the pursuit of excellence through self-discipline. You can apply this philosophy to your life to become the best version of yourself. It's not about changing who you are to please other people. It's about becoming someone you can be proud of, which automatically increases your attractiveness. Continuously improving yourself, whether mentally or emotionally. Since this energy is so magnetic, start by attending to your bodily well-being. Regular exercise, healthy eating, and physical well-being demonstrate your respect for yourself, which in turn inspires others to do the same. Women are drawn to men who exhibit self-control and maintain their physical appearance not only because it's attractive, but also because it conveys an ambitious and self-assured mindset. Being confident stems from feeling good about yourself, and when you project that confidence, others are drawn to you. However, being more attractive is about being present in all that you do. Focus on acquiring new abilities and interests to enhance your overall personality. Learn something new, whether it's taking up a new hobby, taking up a musical instrument, or learning more about a subject you're enthusiastic about. A man who never stops growing and learning is much more attractive than one who follows the same pattern. Beyond hobbies, develop your emotional intelligence. Women are particularly perceptive to emotional signs. Their ability to speak clearly, demonstrate empathy, and face difficulties coolly and collectedly are distinguishing characteristics. Something that many males lack is emotional maturity. Ignore, yet it's essential to establishing enduring partnerships. Being emotionally stable and capable of managing your feelings gives you an air of security and groundedness, which are natural attractive traits. Creating a fascinating lifestyle is another way to become more appealing. This doesn't imply you have to be wealthy or well-known, but living a life full of personal development and important activities makes you stand out when you're passionate about your work, interests, or aspirations. It gives one a feeling of direction. A man who is enthusiastic about his life doesn't need to pursue women. Instead, they approach him because they want to share in the journey. Additionally, by improving yourself, you're indicating to her that you don't require approval from her or anybody else. Being independent is really alluring, because it demonstrates that you live your life for yourself and that you are not dependent on other people to make you feel good about yourself. If she wants to be a part of your life, she will have to pursue you. This small but effective change in dynamic will make her question why you're not concentrating on her, piquing her curiosity even further. The secret to this strategy is consistency. The best way to make her chase you is to become a man who's worth chasing, a man who's always striving for excellence in every aspect of his life. Self-improvement isn't a one-time effort. Rather, it's a lifestyle when you're constantly evolving and pushing yourself to be better. You'll naturally exude confidence and attractiveness, making her more inclined to pursue you rather than the other way around. Chapter 7. Keep her wondering about the unpredictable power. The last psychological ploy to get her to pursue you appeals to a basic human need: erratic behavior. Because humans are inherently drawn to mystery and the unexpected, you can pique her interest and entice her toward you by keeping her guessing. The Stoics recognized that mastering the art of perception was a necessary part of becoming a master of the self. By being slightly unpredictable, you can access a deeper psychological pull that entices her to return for more. Being unpredictable doesn't mean being unreliable or inconsistent. Rather, it refers to breaking free from the patterns and routines that most people fall into. When someone can predict your next move with ease, there's little excitement left. But when you're unpredictable in subtle ways, it keeps her on her toes, wondering what you'll do next. This anticipation can be exhilarating as it piques her curiosity and urge to understand you better. If you're usually quick to respond to her texts, try taking a bit longer sometimes. If you're always available to hang out occasionally, make other plans, and show that you have a life outside of her. This doesn't mean playing hard to get in a manipulative way. It's about showing that you're not overly available or predictable. You're a man with your own priorities, and sometimes she'll need to wait for your attention. This small shift in behavior can make her value your time and attention more, because it's not something she can take for granted. Another way to keep her guessing is by being spontaneous. Plan unexpected activities or surprises when you're together. It could be something as simple as suggesting a spontaneous road trip or taking her to a place she's never been before. The element of surprise keeps the relationship dynamic fresh and exciting. When she never knows exactly what's going to happen next, she'll be more engaged and interested in the experience and, by extension, in you. As was previously discussed, being unpredictable also extends to your appearance. You can give your personality more mystery by reinventing yourself. There's always something new to learn about you, so don't give away everything about yourself at once. Instead, withhold some information about your life, your past, and your future plans from her, and let her find out about them gradually. The secret to unpredictability is balance. In order to avoid losing her trust and coming across as unpredictable or erratic, concentrate on keeping things interesting and dynamic. She should feel confident in the relationship while also being intrigued by your constant state of surprise. Rises. Once you achieve this balance, you'll attract her in a way that keeps her desiring more erratic behavior. Additionally, being slightly unpredictable in your actions and interactions makes you appear more elusive, which naturally makes her want to chase you. She'll be drawn to the excitement of not knowing what comes next, and this can create a powerful emotional connection that makes her chase after you. In conclusion, unpredictability is one of the most powerful psychological tricks because it keeps the element of mystery alive when you're not easily figured out. When combined with the other tactics in this guide, like becoming more attractive, it triggers her curiosity and desire to learn more about you. By redefining who you are and taking advantage of social cues like friend zoning and subliminal curiosity, you can establish an attraction that will make her want to pursue you. The Stoics understood that the mind was the most powerful instrument of influence, and that you might use this power for good if you could grasp these psychological techniques. By learning these strategies, you will not only stand out from the crowd but also tap into deeper psychological concepts that have lasted the test of time, dating back to the Stoics. 7 potent psychological tricks that only 1% of guys know to make her chase you. Remember that it's all about striking a balance between self-control and human nature. The secret is to enhance genuine attraction rather than manipulate it. To do this, become the best version of yourself and learn how to navigate the subtle dynamics of attraction. If you found this episode helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content that explores the psychology of relationships and self-improvement. Also, don't forget to share your experiences in the comments section about the strategies that have worked for you or how you plan to put them into practice. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay confident, maintain control, and always keep people guessing.